Welcome, everyone, to the Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Rick Vossen, and this week we're going to have an exciting show again. We've got the head baseball coach of the Arnold Marlins, Coach Mitch Kelly. Mitch, want to welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. We're going to talk a little bit about Arnold baseball, but before we do, let's get a little story on Mitch Kelly. Who's Mitch Kelly?
Well, I'm a local boy. I was born and raised in Panama City. Graduated from Bay High School in 1992, played baseball there, went off to the University of South Alabama. Didn't get to play baseball, but always follow the game. Came back to Panama City, walked in the doors of Arnold High School, and Chris Lee, who was then the head baseball coach, stopped me, and I had actually played baseball for him when I was in school, and he said, "You're my new JV assistant coach." I said, "Sounds good. I guess I'm hired."
Good.
I was under him for 6 years as an assistant. And then I took over the JV as a head coach for the JV for a year. And then when Chris left, I applied for the job and went through the interview process with all of that and got the job 3 years ago.
Well, good. So you were playing down at Bay High in '92, huh?
I was. I'm telling my age a little bit, but yeah, I was.
Well, good. Who were some of your players with you at that time?
Kevin Humphreys, who was with, he went to Gulf Coast. He was a Gulf Coast pitching coach for a while. Played in the College World Series for Auburn.
Yep.
Kevin Miller, he played at Gulf Coast, played University of Alabama. Steve Breland, Gulf Coast, University of Alabama. Kevin Nichols, who played at the University of Alabama and is now a head coach at Erskine College in North Carolina, I believe. But that's just to name a few of the guys that I played with.
Well, that's a good crop of kids, and we got a chance to follow a little bit of their college careers. And the interesting thing that we're starting to see, Mitch, is there's a lot of movement into the college ranks out of our high school programs here, and we're very appreciative for the talent that you guys instill in these kids and the opportunities that are given them. Arnold Marlins, how are we doing this year?
Well, right, we're up and down. We're a young team, as you saw earlier when we were talking about it. We've only have two seniors on the team this year, and Andrew Fonzie and Andrew Griffith. They're both starters. They both do a heck of a job for us, but we're a young team. I'm starting a freshman. I've got, I think 6 juniors that are starting. They're filling in. They're good ball players. They're filling in their roles. They're doing a great job. But, we're young, so we kind of make those young mistakes at times. But at the same time, they come out and surprise me sometimes at the level of baseball they play. And they've played, summer ball and travel ball with, some of the local teams. And it's just amazing when they do step up how really good they are.
Yeah. Well, Coach Mitch, last week we had Coach Candler from Gulf Coast Community College. And if I'm not mistaken, do we have one Marlin on there, or is there a couple?
Let's see. I don't know who's on there this year.
I want to say Shane.
That's right,
Kelly.
That's right, Kelly. Kelly Funk is on there. We've had, quite a few guys go through there. We love to get them into baseball at the next level anywhere. And I keep telling the kids, Gulf Coast is probably one of the best places you can get in the state of Florida, if not the country, to play baseball and go to the next level. So.
Well, and that's true. Kelly is the younger brother of Shane, and Shane was drafted. Was it second round?
No, yeah, 4th round by the Rangers.
Yeah. So a little bit of history there, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, the first Arnold Marlin drafted out of the high school which was a young program. The Marlins have been around now for how many years?
10 years.
10 years. Well, good. I remember when they came in, I had a son playing over at Bay High, and that was about the time that some of the Bay High kids moved out into Arnold that had lived there anyway, and that was where they were zoned. Well, we're very appreciative of what you're doing, and we're going to get into a little more detail in a few moments, but we want to remind you, you are watching the Coach's Corner. This is we're being sponsored right now by Ogden Sports, located out next to Beef O'Brady's out in beautiful Panama City Beach. And we want to thank them for their sponsorship for all your athletic needs, baseball, softball, and there's a little bit of football and soccer here too. We want to welcome you out, take a look around, and we know that you'll find what you're going to need at Ogden Sports. So thank you, Ogden's. Mitch, I noticed that the season's already developed a little bit. What's our record right now?
Right now we're 3-4, and we're 1-2 in the district.
1-2 in the district. So we've got a little work to go on.
Yep.
And you mentioned that you've got a young team. Strengths and weaknesses.
I think the chemistry of the team is probably one of the better strengths that we have. The kids genuinely like each other. Be honest with you, we don't have too many poor practices. That they focus well above their age. Like I said, we are young, but we put them to a task, and they really attack the task. Our biggest thing is being consistent on the hill. Andrew Fonzie, our senior pitcher, he is the guy that we go to a lot of times. But we have to get used to when he's not on the hill, when we know we're going to have a struggle, to be able to step up and really offensively hit the ball, go after them. Just be consistent, I think, is the key.
Yeah. Now, on your coaching staff, who do we have for coaching staff?
Well, I've got Coach Brian Norman. He's a teacher out at Arnold. He's the head JV coach and my assistant. I've got Bob Miller, who handles all of our all of our hitting. He does all the drills. He basically just takes the kids over and just runs through. He's a wealth of information. And then you've got Richard Ogburn, who's a local lawyer, who's also our pitching coach. And he goes out there, and again, I sit back and just watch and just try to remember all the things that he says so that I can mimic them. So I've got a great group of guys around me that are really ready to work.
Well, that's good. You talk about Coach Richard Ogburn. Richard was a local talent here, both him and his brother. His brother was involved with the TV stations locally, but Richard also helped me out when I formed the Panama City Flyers, and his son Josh, one of many boys that he has, hit the first home run for the Panama City Flyers. So we appreciate Richard and his efforts, and it seems like he's been around doing this for many, many years, but that's a very, very good staff. So you specialize in coaching. What's really your area that you focus in on?
I work with the catchers mainly. I was a catcher through high school. It's the place where I'm the most comfortable. But also, I know when I see a coach that is really into a subject, whether it be middle infield play or hitting or pitching, and where I'm not an expert, I will step back and say, you take that. I step back and become another player, and I try to learn all the things that they're teaching. But more than anything, I just beat up on the catchers every day and try to work them and try to get them, because it's the place I'm the most comfortable with. It's where I played my whole life, so I stay with them.
Well, that's good. Mitch, I noticed when you said you were catchers and you were around catchers, Ogden Sports happened to have your first glove here.
That's right.
So I wanted to show everyone out there the catcher's mitt that Mitch worked with. So, no, we're just kidding on that. They've really got some nice nostalgia stuff out here, and make sure you stop out at Ogden Sports and visit them for all your needs. Coach, we're happy and excited that baseball season's finally here for us that are in baseball, and I don't know if you've had a chance to catch some of the local talent playing in the pros right now. Spring training's on, and I saw 2 days ago Brandon Jones from Weewa, one of my former players, and Cleet Thomas, one of my former players. I had him back at 10 years old when Emmett Smith had sponsored our team.
Wow. Both
hit home runs Saturday, so that's pretty exciting for our local talent. And Daniel Davison, a Mosley Gulf Coast Florida State grad, is doing a little pitching for Anaheim Angels in spring training right now. And David Herndon, I noticed, also a Mosley Gulf Coast grad. He picked up a save just recently. So, it's the talent of Bay County and the competitive schedules that these guys play with the quality of coaching that's going on that are giving these kids that opportunity to advance in their game. And that's pretty exciting to see.
Yeah, you can't beat the level of coaching you're going to get around here. The level of dedication, just in the summer ball programs. I mean, Team Florida runs. They'll spend 2 weeks at Jupiter just playing tournament ball.
Yes.
So it's a huge amount of ball and a huge amount of coaching that's in here.
Well, we want to thank you again. This is Coach's Corner. We'll be back for the next segment, and with me is Mitch Kelly, head coach of the Arnold Marlins.